Welcome, my name is Mindy Peters and I'm the Senior Web Producer for Winning Edits. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use ConvertKit's visual automations. We love ConvertKit as an email service provider because it hits the perfect sweet spot. It has both powerful automation options while still being very easy to use. If you've used other email service providers like HubSpot or Infusionsoft, you know it can be really challenging to get up and running and to figure out how the system works. ConvertKit makes it easy to get started with the more powerful features of their tool right from the start. I'm going to cover a scenario that is common for a lot of the clients that we work with at Winning Edits, a book launch. I'll use visual automations to create and automate a communication plan for a book launch scenario. So in our scenario, we are going to say we have a book that's launching on January 1st, and we want to encourage our audience to pre-order that book. I have the sequence set up here. I'm going to walk you through the sequence first so you can see how it works, and then I will take you step by step through building that sequence. So I am in ConvertKit, and I am in the automation section here at the top, and I've got this one automation set up. I'm going to click on it to open it up, and here's what the automation looks like. At the beginning of the automation is at the top, and as you scroll down, these events happen in order. So the events at the top happen first, and then as I scroll down, these next events happen. So what I'm doing with this communications plan, the box on the left represents the existing subscribers to my email list and how I will get them into this automation. Those are my existing subscribers. The box on the right-hand side represents new people coming into my list from a form on my website. Scrolling down to the next item on the list, you'll see a sequence, and I'm using that sequence to promote my book and to let my readers know about pre-order bonuses. My book launches on January 1st, right at midnight, and so at that point in time, I will have ConvertKit stop the above sequence, and then I will have ConvertKit ask the question, of the people going through this automation, do they have the book pre-order list tag or do they not have the book pre-order list tag? Here's a yes, I'm going to send them down this path, and if they don't, here's a no, I'll send them down this path. And each path has a different set of emails. So my goal for this plan is to announce my book and entice readers to buy it, to launch my book on January 1st, and then to deliver pre-order bonuses to people who pre-ordered or to continue to market the book to people who did not pre-order. The first thing I need to do to create an automation is to click on this new automation button here on the right. This will open up my new automation, and up here in the left, I can rename it. Now I'll click on this box, Create Automation, to get started. And the first thing that you do when you're creating a visual automation is you figure out how are people going to get into this automation. I'm going to start with my existing audience. The way that I will get my existing audience into this automation is by adding a tag to those subscribers. I'm going to set up the automation and get the automation completely set up before I start tagging my subscribers. I need to have my automation set up and turned on before I start adding those tags. So I'm going to click here, and I am going to say start the automation when a tag is added to a subscriber. And now I will click here, and this shows me all of my tags, and I am going to choose book pre-launch marketing, and I'll click on that and click add event. So now I have the very first part of my automation. This gets my existing subscribers into the automation. At the same time, I may have new people visiting my website. Maybe they heard about my book and they want to learn more. And so I will set up a form on my website so that these new visitors can join my list and learn more about my book. So because I want these things to happen at the same time, I'm going to click this plus sign that is to the right of my existing event here. I will click this and choose Start the Automation when a subscriber joins a form. So I've selected that, and I will choose the different forms that I have. And these are forms that have already been set up. So I've selected Book Interest Form, and I'm going to click Add Event. And so now you can see these two entry points are side by side, which means people can use either method to get into this automation. Now that I have people coming into my automation, I want to tell them something. And so I am going to tell them about my book and about the pre-launch bonuses that I'm offering by subscribing them to a sequence. So I'm going to click this button, and you can see both paths lead into this plus sign here. And I am going to choose an action. And my action is to add the subscriber to something. What I'm going to choose is to add the subscriber to an email sequence. And I have set up some sequences in advance in preparation for my book launch. I am going to choose my pre-launch Buy My Book promotion. And when I hit Add Action, this gets added in. And here's a really cool thing about the ConvertKit visual automations. If I click on this, now that it's been added in, this will open up my pre-launch Buy My Book promotion sequence. So this is an email autoresponder sequence, meaning once the person joins the sequence, the emails get set out at a predetermined interval. So the first email will go out 1 hour after they get added. And then the next email goes out 7 days later, 7 days later, 1 day later. Now, how long you want to make this email sequence and what it is you want to include in that sequence is going to be up to you, up to your book launch, and up to your marketing efforts leading up to that book launch. How long the sequence will be will depend on how much time you have leading up to your book launch date, and what you need to include is going to depend very much on your own book and on the ways in which you want to promote that book. You'll see in the simple shell that I set up here, I am referencing some pre-order bonuses. This is a common strategy that authors are using to get their readers and their existing audience to buy the book before the book launches by delivering special bonuses, such as perhaps a video series or maybe access to an online course, maybe using Teachable to deliver that course, or perhaps a PDF workbook that the user can download and use as they read through your book. What those bonuses look like will depend on your book and your audience. This communication plan that we've built here will help you deliver those pre-orders. One thing I really love about this is that I have the ability to edit my emails right from inside this view. And then once you've edited those emails, just hit Save All, and then that will close the email sequence and return you back to your visual automation. So again, we've got our way into the sequence, and now we've got our email sequence that is announcing our book launch. Here's an important thing to know about this book launch promotional email sequence. Your subscribers, the people who come into this sequence, will start the sequence on the day that they are either tagged with that book pre-launch marketing tag or on the day that they sign up for the interest form. So what you'll probably do is on the day that you want your audience to start receiving those emails, you will go in and you will select the people that you want to get those sequences, and you would do that up in subscribers, and you will tag all of those people, and then they will start the communication plan. People who are joining by the book interest form, they are going to drip into the sequence. Some might come in, on the first day of your sequence. Some might come in 5 days later. They might come in further down the road. And so they will be receiving their emails at different points than these people. So there's going to be a day at which you want to cut off everybody, no matter what point they are in that sequence, and you want to move on to the next step. To do that, we're going to click here and we are going to add an event. When you add an event, as the description says here, events pull all of the subscribers forward to that point in the automation and they stop the previous step. So what we are going to choose is we're going to add an event that a date is occurring, and that date is our book launch. So I'm going to go in here and I will choose my book launch date. Click here to get access to the time setting. I did that the slow and hard way. You can also click here and just choose that. There we go. So 12 a.m. and I'm going to hit Add Event. So now my book launch date is January 1st, 12 a.m., which means I don't want to be promoting pre-order bonuses anymore because there is no more pre-order. We are just now on straight up order. You buy your book and you get it immediately rather than buying your book and then it getting delivered to you on January 1st. So at this point in time, we need to fork our communication plan. Some people who have been receiving these emails will have pre-ordered your book. Those people need to get their pre-order bonuses. Some people will not have pre-ordered your book. You do not want to send them pre-order bonuses because they didn't take that action. Instead, you want to continue to market the book. So here we are going to put a fork and we are going to split off the sequence. I'm going to click here and I'm going to choose a condition. And a condition is a yes or no question. It says, does this subscriber have the tag or does it not have this tag? So I'm going to choose a condition and choose tag. And I am going to use book pre-order list. So I'm making an assumption here that you have been tagging your audience as they pre-order your book. I will teach you how to do that in the next video and the next post in our ConvertKit how-to series. For now, just assume you've been tagging those customers and I will teach you how to do that in the next video. So we've chosen a condition and we are asking, does the subscriber have the tag book pre-order list? Click add condition. And so now we have a yes path and a no path. Let's start with the yes path. Yes, they have the pre-order tag. They've pre-ordered my book. So I'm going to send them a new email sequence. And this email sequence is my pre-order thank you sequence. Click on that, hit add action. And again, if I click here, I can see what is involved in that email sequence. So my very first email in that sequence is, here are your pre-order bonuses. And so if I did digital downloads, let's say I am giving them access to a video series that I've recorded, or I'm giving them access to, say, a course in Teachable, or I'm giving them a PDF workbook to download. In my email, I can deliver all of those downloads with special links for those subscribers to get access to those things, or instructions on how to sign up for the course for free in Teachable. I would also continue this sequence. I wouldn't stop my sequence with just delivering the pre-orders. I would continue to say, follow up with an email on how to use the lessons that they're learning in the book that you've written. I would also maybe ask my readers, after a sufficient amount of time, ask them to go to Amazon and to leave a review for my book. I would maybe follow up later and tell them how to get access to the audiobook, where to purchase it, or maybe I might even give them a free copy of the audiobook. You can use this thank you sequence as a way to connect with these readers. You know that these are people who are engaged in your content. They were interested, they made a purchase. And so this is a very valuable set of subscribers that you will want to keep track of and continue to communicate with. I'll hit save all here just to close that sequence. And we'll go back down here. So that's how I'm following up with the people who did pre-order my book. Now let's talk about the people who did not pre-order my book. These are the people who do not have the pre-order tag. I'm going to click here and I am going to send them a different email sequence. And I called this sequence here my post-launch buy my book sequence. Hit action there and I'll click on this and look at my sequence. So what I'm following up with is, 6 hours after they check for that tag, so this would be 6 a.m. on January 1st, I'm going to send them an email letting them know, hey, my book is available today. Go here to order it, and give them information and some encouragement to buy my book. I might follow up in a couple of days letting them know about reviews for the book, favorable reviews, maybe critical reviews, and follow up and later in the sequence to let them know more like how this book can help them. This is a group that is not as engaged as the people who did pre-order the book. They haven't taken action yet, but they might take action. And so you want to build the sequence around ways to encourage them to take action, and maybe here and there drop them something free that has value and is providing value for that group of people, but then also shows them that there's an even greater amount of value inside that book if they purchase it. So I'll hit save all here. And this is the end of our simple book launch communication plan. So we have added people into our sequence. We have promoted our book. On the day of our book launch, we have stopped that promotion and we've moved on to either thanking them for their purchase and giving them some more value there, or telling people how to get access to the book now that it is available. So this is the end of our automation. The very last thing we need to do is we need to go up here and we need to change paused to on. And right now it's telling me that I don't have any subscribers in my automation. If I did have subscribers in my automation, they would begin working their way through. So I'm going to turn it on. So now my automation is live. The thing that you would do next is on the day that you want to start people moving through the sequence, then you'll go to subscribers and you will bulk add people to that pre-launch marketing tag, as well as embed that book interest form in your website so that people can start signing up and joining this automation. Thanks so much for watching our walkthrough of ConvertKit's visual automations and the example of using it for a book launch communication plan. In our next ConvertKit how-to video, I will teach you how to use Typeform to collect those pre-orders. Your readers will go fill out a form and give you their receipt, and then you can collect their email addresses, and using Zapier, you can move them from Typeform into ConvertKit. Subscribe to us either on the blog or in YouTube so that you don't miss that video. If you have any questions about using ConvertKit for your book launch communications or in other aspects of your business, feel free to leave a comment below. And if you need help with ConvertKit, if it's transferring from a different email service provider to ConvertKit or getting help setting up your marketing plans inside of ConvertKit, Winning Edits can help you with that. Just go to winningedits.com and click on Contact in the menu at the top. We're happy to help you. Thanks and good luck with your book launch.